it seems like I'm looking off camera, it's because I absolutely am. There was no way that I was going to be able to remember all this in one sitting in such a short amount of time. But here we go. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers, everyone who watches, comments, likes, shares. I appreciate it all. And I'm coming up on 100 subscribers, and I'm going to be giving away a $100 Visa gift card via drawing once I reach 100 subs. All you have to do to enter to win is subscribe and like and comment on as many videos as you want. And the person will be selected at random. Since the drawing is truly at random, the more videos you like and comment on, the better your chances are to win. Once we reach 100 subs, I'll announce the winner in the next scheduled video at that time and pretty much repeat the process every 100 subscriptions. So thank you again for watching, supporting this channel. Now for more Black quality programming already in progress.
Hello, and welcome to Hit the Rewind, where I deconstruct lyrics from my songs, talk about songs that I like, and give appreciation to wise wordsmiths. I'm your host. I was doing too good. Hello, and welcome to Hit the Rewind, where I deconstruct lyrics from my songs, talk about songs that I like, and give appreciation to wise wordsmiths. I'm your host, the diabolical daredevil of the double entendre, aka John Wikipedia, aka AJ Bayman. And today, we're going to be breaking down lyrics from my song, The End. So this is another one of those songs that's like really personal to me. I try to highlight the things that I could have done better in these situations to have been able to make it better or to have saved something from happening or not happening. I understand that I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, and that everybody has their own perspective on the way that that things went, the way that things could have gone. But I also know that in any given situation, the only person that I can change is me. I can't change the actions of somebody else. So I don't know the way that things would turn out if somebody else did something all the time. But I know my role in situations. I analyze the things that I could have done better as to not make the same mistake in the future. So this song is called The End, and so I started off by saying this is self-reflection because I'm just looking at me. I'm not getting ready to be trying to throw nobody under the bus. I'm not. This is not the video for that. I'm never gonna do that. So it's just not gonna happen. So I'm saying this is self-reflection. The state that I was left in was lost. This is New York at Christmas time. I am Kevin. So you remember Home Alone 2, Lost in New York? I'm saying like the state that I was left in was lost. I was lost. This is like New York at Christmas time. I'm Kevin from Home Alone. Don't know where I'm going. Got no answers to my questions. Add that to my mistakes and you'll find out why I was less than. So yeah, so imagine you lost, don't know where you're going, and then you make mistakes along the way. So imagine that you find out why I was less than the person I was trying to be and lost the war inside of me. Everybody got demons that they got to fight. Everybody got things that they that they struggle with, that they try to get over. Saying lost the war inside of me. I was wounded. My spirit feels like an odyssey. Like those, I felt on the inside like I belonged in a freak show. Like it had to have been looking crazy. It's easy to make the outside look nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, I'm like half handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm not like super ugly neither. I'm kind of, I'm in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like 1 centimeter above the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like right there. Like you know what I'm saying? Like my beard doesn't connect necessarily, but it's okay because like I still got my hairline. So, So, but it's easy to make the outside look like, to look decent. But the inside is what I'm talking about. Like I, lost the war inside of me, like failing over and over and over. I was wounded. My spirit looked like an odyssey. Demons paying rent when I'm trying to kick them out of me. Anybody who's a landlord knows what I'm talking about. You just got those tenants that you can't kick out. There might even be people that you want to kick out. They keep paying rent. And legally, there's nothing you can really do. And so demons paying rent when I'm trying to kick them out of me. And that's real. This is not an excuse or an apology. So I'm not trying to excuse anything that I did. I'm not apologizing for the fact that I was like that in this right at this second. I will apologize, but I'm saying like right now, this is not an excuse or an apology. I'm saying like this is the truth. This is the state that I was in. I'm talking about where I am, juxtaposed where I'm supposed to be. So juxtapose is just like a fancy word for saying side by side. So I'm talking about where I am, juxtaposed where I'm supposed to be. Got so many bodies, it's like I got another soul in me. So I'm saying that by that point I have been with so many people that some people, let me tell you something. Some people think that soul ties is a scam. It is not. So it's like, so I just got, I just lost myself, for lack of a better phrase, in other people. Yikes. Oh, that sounds terrible. Oh man. So it's like, so I'm talking about where I am, juxtaposed where I'm supposed to be. Got so many bodies, it's like, my body count so high, got so many bodies, like I got another soul in me, which is terrible. It feels terrible. And it's crazy because in the Bible says, in the Bible it says that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And this is, like this is like the ultimate form of being double-minded, is when you have so many pieces of somebody else's soul in you that it forms another soul. Therefore, so I don't have time to give a Bible lesson right now, but and so so those pieces of the past are making up who I'm being, and so instead of God, I'm the nigga y'all be seeing, and you know what I mean, like. And that's a tough reality. That is a tough reality. Also hard to admit, because when you're, as Christians, we want for people, like, when they see us, to be able to see God. But there's so many of us a lot of times that people can't see God because we're in the way, or whatever we're struggling with, whatever we're doing is in the way. And so that's why I'm saying, these pieces of the past are making up who I'm being. So instead of God, I'm the nigga y'all be seeing. And the Christian should be different. Not happy with my direction. Yeah, my steps are ordered. I veered off. Now what I step in? I've been trying to fix it alone, and that ain't helping. Just being real. It's a little self-reflection. So saying, I'm going in the wrong direction. I can see that I'm going in the wrong direction. It's like, you ever been driving and you know how to get somewhere, like vaguely? And so you put on the GPS, but you start to see, you see things that are familiar, but then like maybe somebody will call your phone, and because you were using your phone as a GPS, like you end up getting in a conversation with somebody and you end up missing your exit. And so, like now you end up having to go somewhere that you had no plans on going to because you weren't paying attention. This is what happened. This is exactly what I'm talking about. So, I didn't picture my life going in the direction that it went in. And it went there because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't doing, I wasn't doing the things that I knew to do to be able to maintain my salvation. And that's it, just being real. This is a little self-reflection. I'm saying like, this is where, this is where it started for me. This is, where I began to mess up. And so the chorus goes, could have been something special. Guess it wasn't meant to be what we wanted. Stopping now to let go. We're better friends than enemies. That love ain't work. And yes, it hurts, but we got to walk away. Opposite directions. Couldn't find no common ground. Pretty self-explanatory. Don't think I have to go back over that. So I start off the second verse by saying, I don't make excuses. Yo, this is the perfect shirt for this episode, because I feel like it's like, seeing me just kind of reflecting on how I turned to the dark side. So beware the Empire. You don't get whatever. It's Star Wars. I like it. You don't, who cares? But I'm saying I don't make excuses. Once you understand the reason why I did what I did, know that I still don't want to see you cry. Of course, it's not really your intention to hurt people, but it happens, and it's not okay. And all you can really do is apologize and try to be better at the end of the day. From that point on. And it sucks to have to watch somebody cry over something that you did. And that's where I'm coming from with it. Because, again, I'm only talking about me. It's a terrible feeling, to have to see somebody hurt because of you, if you're a decent human being. And so, that I still don't want to see you cry. Knowing my mindset for what I do doesn't make it right. So you understanding why I did what I did doesn't make it right. But to you, I'm like Deontay talking crazy when he lost the fight. So I'm saying, like, it's not an understanding. Like there's no understanding. There's no understanding at all. I feel like I'm not being understood. Like when what's that guy's name? The Gypsy King. I can't remember his real name. When he had knocked the stank out of Deontay Wilder. He just, after the fight, like, Deontay was talking crazy, bro. Y'all can check that out on YouTube, because I know the video still got to be up. He was just saying some wild things that we knew wasn't gonna be the case. It just knowing my mindset for what I do doesn't make it right. I just want you to understand, but there's no understanding. So to you, I'm like Deontay talking crazy when he lost the fight. Ain't understanding one another because we're opposites. So when we're together, we define how awkward gets. I don't know if you've ever been in a room with somebody where you should be having a conversation, but you're not having a conversation. Nobody knows what to say. Everybody's stepping on eggshells. You might be afraid to say something. You might not want to say what it is that you have to say because you don't know how the other person is going to take it. But it's super awkward because nobody's saying anything. You're just going through thoughts in your mind, but nobody's saying a word. You could hear a church mouse pissing on cotton. Nobody's saying anything. So we defined how awkward gets. Them silences are crazy, and that's only part of it. Ducking landmines, trying not to start an argument. So you're like just tiptoe. It just, when it feels like everything that you say is just going to start an argument, just because of the tension, not necessarily because of the person all the time, but just because when you have two people and you feel like you can't get your point across, both of you feel that way, it's going to be super awkward, and you're just kind of walking on eggshells. You're, what I mean? Like you're trying to tiptoe, like around the landmines, trying to avoid a blow up. And so that's kind of just where it was. I said, these eggshells crack under my feet. My heart is heavy. The eggshells crack under my feet. My heart is heavy. But I'm strong where I used to be weak. My mind is ready. So basically ready to begin to have the conversations that we need to have, to come to the resolution. My mind is ready, anxious, following norms set by society, anxious, following norms set by society, just trying to keep everything looking a certain way to the outside, even though on the inside we know that it's like World War VI. So, and I know, okay, World War III. There we go. All right, you happy? Not causing a scene because we're at war quietly. This movie that I know people aren't going to movies much anymore, but there's this movie called War with Grandpa, where this starring Robert De Niro, where this grandfather has to wind up moving in with his daughter's family, and because of that, the son of his daughter, his grandson, has to give up his room so that he can stay there. And so they go back and forth. They have like a little secret war where they're like doing little petty things to each other, like playing little practical jokes or just getting one another in trouble. So it's kind of like that, we're not making a scene, but we're at war quietly, and that sucks. It just does. And so I go on to say, while we still here, hope and love will send a rescue team. Jesus, if you're listening, please baptize me in ketamine. Numb the hurts of the present. Numb the hurt. So ketamine, yeah, numb the hurts of the present. He said, royal pains aren't for peasants. Sheesh, that I would tell you something. Because God really explained to me, it was like growing up and finally understanding the reason that things happen the way that they happen sometimes, right? And so I'm like, I'm asking, Jesus, if you're listening, please baptize me in ketamine. Like numb the hurts of the present. Like I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel none of it. I don't, you know what I mean? Like none of the anger, none of the sadness, you know what I'm saying? Like like the just the yelling, the crying, I don't want to feel none of those emotions. So I said, numb the hurts of the present. He said, royal pains aren't for peasants. Pretty much saying that, just because God is with you, just because he's on your side, doesn't mean that you're not going to feel any pain. As a matter of fact, there's a level of pain that's, like that's associated with the things that you have to go through in order to get to a certain place. And so he said that we were a royal priesthood. So when he said that royal pains aren't for peasants, I immediately understood that, there's some things that kings go through. There's some things that queens go through that regular people they don't have to deal with making decisions in that way. They don't have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times you're making, they would, like the people would they'd be making decisions for themselves. But the king governed over everybody. And so his level of responsibility was that much higher. And so he dealt with things that, that other people weren't dealing with. And not saying that I was dealing with stuff that nobody had dealt with before. Of course not. It's nothing new under the sun, right? But just to say, like, it was like God was like, nah, this is the battle that you're fighting. I'm fighting it for you, but also you're going to have to deal with a certain level of pain, and you're just going to have to trust me that I'm going to bring you through this. You're talking about like the hardest thing that you've ever gone through. And God is saying like, nah, I'm not going to make it easy, because if I make it easy all the time, you're not going to know that you can trust me with everything. some things have to just sort of be a process. You know what I mean? Like he could do it, right away, but that's the lessons that I'm learning couldn't be learned the same way if that's what he did. And and I appreciate it. I'm thankful for the things that he has me to go through, because it's kind of like being in the oven versus a microwave. Now, there are some things that you can make in the microwave, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're, like if you're baking chicken, you can't do that in the microwave. You have to use the oven. It takes longer. You want to, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't make baked mac and cheese in the microwave. You have to, you have to put that in the oven. It's just not going to be the same. You know what I mean? And so, but when those things are ready, they're like, because they cooked right, because they were made the way that they were supposed to be made, they come out perfect. They come out the way that they're supposed to. And so I don't want to microwave my way through situations that I'm supposed to go through. I don't want to miss any of the lessons. At my job, sometimes they have us go through these modules, these ridiculous trainings of things that we already know, but because they're required to, and we have to do them. And so a lot of times I'll just let the video play because I already know the answers to what's going to be on the quiz. And so, I'll just let that stuff play. And then when it comes time to do the quiz, I'm boop, 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 and I'm done. But there comes a time when it's like, nah, you got to study for this. Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some things that I may not know, some things that I can't miss, or I need this certification to continue to be able to do my job. And so, is those things. I want to be able to pick up that stuff along the way that I need to be able to do whatever it is that God has put me here to do. So he said, royal pains aren't for peasants. I'd say graduated 2000 and I'm still learning lessons. So just like I said about the modules, I graduated in 2000. So that makes me some years old, and I'm still learning lessons. So the last verse, I'm saying, I ain't got a side to this story because it's none of your business. So I won't even follow that with a metaphor. So I'm saying, like, because people always want to know, when you split up with somebody after, you've been with them for a long time, people are used to seeing you together and things like that. People get really nosy and they want to know, like the ins and outs, and you got to sort of be careful because you don't really know who to trust. I'm not one to be, to tell my business anyway, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to publicly throw nobody under the bus. That's not going to happen. I'm not, I'm not going to entertain anybody's inbox messages and try and, ask them, because at the end of the day, it's nobody's business. Whatever happened is between us. And, and that's just something that I've never been about that. And that's something consistent with who I've always been. I'm not one to tell my business. I will tell you about me. I will tell you about things that I did that may not have helped a situation. I can tell you about things that I could have done to make better, because I understand that that's all, that's the only thing that I can really sort of learn from and do better at. And I can only improve myself. So it profits nothing for me to do that. It's just not gonna happen. So I won't even follow that with a metaphor. Hit rock bottom, hoping to climb to a better floor. Forget about the drama. I feel like I should protect you more. And so by everything that I said before this, I should know, I don't have to explain what I just said. Hit rock bottom, hoping to climb to a better floor now. Forget about the drama, because I ain't about that. I feel like I should protect you more. So again, I'm not telling our business is our business. Because I've always believed we're more than our actions. It's like a bad movie, disappointed with the acting. So you know what I mean? Like that's usually when the movie is bad, it's like, the performance of the actors, like it may be somebody that you like. If I saw Kevin Hart in something that was trash, I'd be like, Dad, I'm disappointed, but I know that he's capable of better. I know that he's capable of better, but this time he didn't hit the mark. In a bad shape with different colors, wasn't matching. And now all I can do is lean back on my prayer and fasting. So that's pretty much. There's nothing. Everything is out of my control. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it's out of my hands. It has, I'll leave it in God's hands, because, even, I would rather be in God's hands, even facing consequences, than to be outside of them, trying to do stuff on my own or having to deal with it, because, at least God is going to have some type of mercy on a brother, so, but it's really like that though, so all I have to lean back on is my prayer and fasting. And that's me getting back to the things that I should have been doing that I never should have stopped doing consistently in the first place. That being my prayer, fasting, consecration, reading my word, just doing things to improve God and I's relationship, my relationship with God, like that, you know what I mean? Like that should always be the most important thing in any relationship. It's still got to be, I love God more than I love you. And unfortunately, I wasn't there. I had, I hadn't come to that realization in all of that time. And so I was so back and forth and lukewarm. I just, but when it hit. And I'm glad that, I'm here to that it wasn't too late for me to be able to come to that realization. So I know it now. And that's not me being deep. I'm saying I'm not being deep. I'm just telling you what my option is. Those are my only options, prayer and fasting. That's all I'm going to do. That's literally all I'm going to do. I ain't being deep. I'm just telling you what my option is. Being transformed in my prime makes me an optimist. Optimus Prime. So I'm saying, being transformed in my prime. I'm not trying to be deep, but the Bible says, be not conformed to this world, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So I'm saying that, this is not me trying to be something I'm not. This is me changing. This is not me trying to be deep, or anything, but I'm saying this is all I have is my prayer and fasting, and I'm transforming. I'm being optimistic because I've now been transformed by the renewing of my mind. So being transformed in my prime makes me an optimist. God is the only one that I know who can get me out of this. He's always had me when my problems were bigger than Chris Wallace is. And that's low hanging fruit. Biggie was one of my favorite rappers of all time. And so, but he's always had me. Looking back, he's always had my back. And so, now is not the time to stop believing in God and stop believing that he's going to see me through things. And so, this is what it is. This is what's happening now. This is exactly what I'm doing. Now, for nobody else or for anybody to see what I'm doing, it's, for me, because before I can improve my relationship with anybody, moving forward, I've got to improve my relationship with God, and that's real. And I go on to say, got nothing bad to say about the other party, like I said already. So if you hit me up, I'm gonna ask, what is this regarding? Cause I'm not talking. Don't worry about it. Mind your business. I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40. So clearly I'm saying, I ain't got no time for sowing seeds of negativity. So I'm gonna take the fruit and leave the weeds. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for for the nonsense. I don't got time to be sowing those seeds of negativity. That information not gonna come from me. I'm never gonna do it. It's never gonna happen. I promise you. So, take the fruit, leave the weeds. You know what I'm saying? Eat the meat, spit out the bones. I'm not, we're not gonna do messy. It's not gonna happen. And so, I'm saying I'm really, relying on God for everything. I can see where I made all my mistakes at. I can see why I would be somebody that somebody or that nobody would want to be with. I I've had to take a hard look at myself and understand that, like there are a lot of things about me that I need to change. And so, no, I'm not looking to get into something quickly. I'm not looking to be in, I've realized that in order to have a successful relationship the next time around, I have to be able to commit to God in the way, you know what I mean? Like much more than I would commit to a person, because my dad always said that, the reason that he's always been faithful, the reason that he, there's no stories about him doing nothing, his name is never out here in these streets, is because not so much that he didn't want to let my mom down, because he doesn't. He loves her. But it's more so because he doesn't want to let God down. God sees everything that you do. He said that God can see a black ant crawling on a black rock in 1,000 midnights. So, you can't hide from him. He always sees you. Even, just because you don't physically see him, he's always watching. And so I don't want to continue to do things to disappoint him. And you know what I mean? And so just trying to get to that point, that's not anything that you can rush. It's not something that you can, you want it to happen, of course, but if I could have my birthday every day, I might, you know what I mean? If you could just skip to some days, maybe I just want to skip the Christmas, but there's a weight involved. There's things that have to happen leading up to that day. So I want for the next thing, for the next thing that I do to work. I don't want to do something because, it's not just about the act. It's about being able to live that life. I don't desire to make anybody miserable. I don't want nobody crying because they're with me, because I couldn't, because of my failures. And I understand that nobody is perfect. You got to work on yourself, but you also have to know when you're not, this is a microwave versus an oven situation. Again, you have to know, when you're at that place, and that doesn't just happen overnight. To be able to be at that place where I'm ready to do this for now. I'm 40 just about, so I don't know how long I have on earth. You know what I'm saying? I hope that maybe I got another 30, 40 years, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Unless the rapture comes, and then I just want to be raptured up, but I know that I want to spend the rest of that time happy, not having to deal with, continue trying to fix stupid mistakes. I feel like at this stage in life, I don't desire to do a lot of things. I can have a disagreement and still love, still want to be around. I can, there's a lot of things can happen, but I want to be solid enough to be able to say that's it, and that be it. But on the road to being the person that I want to be, it only happens when, you know what I mean? When my commitment level to my relationship with God is where it's supposed to be. And yeah, it's there, it's there now, but I'm talking about consistently. I'm talking about every day, you know what I mean? Not just, stringing together a few good days and being oh yeah, hey, I'm a different person. Yes, you feel good and stuff, especially when you're praying and stuff, because you can feel God. You know what I mean? You can feel him in your heart. You know what I mean? You can speak to him. You can, you feel different. But I'm talking about being consistent. And I feel largely a big reason why that relationship failed and I can only talk about me, is because I didn't prioritize God the right way. I didn't put him where he deserved to be consistently. You know what I mean? And I didn't, you know what I mean? And of course, there probably was things that he wanted to do and he wasn't able to do because I wasn't consistent long enough for him to be able to bless me and my family the way that he wanted to do it at that time. And so now that I have a second chance, now that I have another opportunity, one day I do hope to really make to make somebody very happy. I do hope, that, but more than anything, I really just want to make God happy. I want him to be able to look down at me at any given time from where he is and be able to be satisfied with the way that I'm living my life, with the things that I'm doing. I want to be able, for him to be able to read my heart at any moment and know that there's no unforgiveness in there, that, that there's no malicious intent toward anyone, that, the things that I say to him are real. And when I say I love you more than anything, he knows that it's true. When I say I love you, Jesus, when I say that you're better to me than I've been to myself, when I say that, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, he knows that it's real because he can see it in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it. That's it. That's it for this song. I talked way too much after that breakdown. But anyway, thank you for watching. This is just a piece of unavailable merch. I just wanted to point out, usually I'm here rocking the Star Wars t-shirts or whatever cartoons or whatever. But this is actually this song that I wrote called Favorite Things. So you see Soft Spoken Prophet, Favorite Things, and it does have a Star Wars theme. So, being true to myself, but I just want to, this ain't even had no purpose. I'm battery on my camera finna die and everything. I'm just here being cool or not, or if you decide to look at it.